Very happy to be here and present our story for the first time at Metals Investor Forum as a public company. So we are Zacapa Resources. I'm Adam Melnik, the CEO of the company, and we are pursuing responsible exploration in the Southwest United States in support and enablement of the new energy economy. I would encourage you to review our disclaimers and forward-looking statements on our website. So similar to many market participants, including Goldman Sachs, we have a very bullish view on the copper market. We share their view that due to the almost 25% impending supply-demand deficit, this will materially drive copper prices higher from around the $4 price per pound that we're at currently to in excess of $7 per pound. Could be a very interesting period of time over the next 3 to 5 years to make a discovery. So this is fundamentally what we're trying to build at Zacapa is a porphyry copper exploration company to make new discoveries and bring new copper mines into the marketplace to help us close the supply-demand deficit. We believe now is a perfect time to be exploring and taking a lot of risk on new exploration properties. As we're showing on this slide here, this is revenue, EBITDA, free cash flow, and cumulative dividends and share buybacks for Rio Tinto, BHP, Glencore, and Freeport-McMoRan, some of the largest mining companies in the world. And as you can see here, importantly, in the green line, that is the cumulative dividends and share buybacks. They're at record highs and are expected to cumulatively, just these 4 companies, which are quite large, to generate about $85 billion that will be returned to shareholders in dividends and buybacks over the next 2 years. And importantly, in this metals price environment, almost all 4 of these companies will be net cash. So this is a perfect opportunity and period in time to start looking at growth opportunities, which includes being acquisitive and building new mines. So we're trying to make a very important discovery in this next 2 to 3 year time period and partner very early with large producers to potentially benefit our investors, but also to help these groups have new growth for their investors to look forward to. We're very happy and very proud of our capital structure at Zacapa. We just came to the public markets on January 26th of this year. We also have a listing in Frankfurt and on the OTC in the US with full DTC eligibility. We have 50 million shares outstanding. Our last raise was over $9 million at 50 cents a share, and we direct listed in January. And within 6 weeks, shot up to $1. We've since traded down to that 50-cent level with current prevailing market sentiment, but we have fantastic liquidity in our shares. We're trading over 500,000 shares a day and have a significant pipeline of exploration projects loaded with catalysts that should see our shares outperform in the near term. Very important to note here that management owns about 1/5 of the stock, and our upside is completely unlimited and unimpeded by warrants. We have 0 warrants, which is a good way to get maximum upside for a potential discovery success. And importantly, I know this crowd likes to follow the work of one of our largest investors, Crescat Capital. They hold about 4% of our shares at the moment. We've got a very strong relationship with the fund managers there. Here's our team. My background's in engineering and finance. I've worked with Canaccord Genuity and a number of major mining companies over in the United Kingdom. And at the same time that I joined the organization about a year ago as a private company, our CFO, Lisa Pedersen, joined. She's got a lot of copper and gold experience with her tenure at Barrick Gold and KGHM, one of the world's largest copper miners. But most importantly is our technical team driving this company forward. Our Vice President of Exploration, Dr. Timothy McIntyre, spent over 5 years in DRC with Robert Friedland on the Kamoa-Kakula discovery, which is now in production. And after that, did his PhD at Colorado School of Mines, focused on Africa's largest copper mine, Kansanshi, which is a cornerstone asset for First Quantum Minerals. Tim is now driving our projects forward in the Southwest U.S. From Denver, and we have a forward operating base in Phoenix and Las Vegas. And supporting Tim are our 2 technical advisors, which were actually responsible for originating a number of the projects within our portfolio. Dr. Alan Wainwright completed his PhD on the Oyu Tolgoi deposit, which is one of the largest porphyry deposits in the world that Rio Tinto is in the process of consolidating. And he was also part of the discovery team of the Kamenak's Coffee gold deposit in the Yukon, which they sold to Goldcorp for about $500 million not too long ago. So we have a great technical team really driving our projects forward. Supporting our management and technical teams are a very, very reputable board. Our executive chairman, Ian Slater, has more than 25 years of mining experience. He's an accountant by training and led Ernst & Young and Arthur Andersen's mining practices globally, and for the last decade has been buying copper and precious metals projects globally. James Hines is also on our board. He's assisting us in a technical capacity. Mark Boisneau, as well as the former head of nickel for Glencore. He's bringing a lot of best practices to our small but growing and aspirational firm. So importantly, we have 6 projects within our portfolio, 4 copper projects and 2 gold projects. We're in 4 key states that are extremely mining friendly, especially in Nevada and Arizona. Those 2 states are responsible for almost 80% of all copper and gold production domestically within the U.S. And I look forward to taking you through these projects briefly now. So let's quickly start with our copper projects. Red Top is a project that's very exciting. We've been drilling this project since December. We started drilling as a private company so that we had catalysts for our investors once we IPO'd. Importantly, there's about 200 billion pounds of copper shown on this image here, and about a quarter of those pounds are in one deposit at Resolution. Resolution is a giant porphyry copper deposit. We define giant by greater than a billion tons of ore. There's 1.8 billion tons at 1.5% copper there. It's about 50 billion pounds of copper, and we're exploring 8 kilometers to the northwest. And importantly, what propelled our stock in many ways after our IPO was the announcement that we discovered porphyry-style mineralization, alteration, and veining in our first drill hole, and mineralization, including chalcopyrite and bornite. So that got investors rightfully excited about our story. Subsequent to that, we doubled our land package here and also flew a mobile MT geophysics survey to vector in on the core of the porphyry system that could host economic mineralization, and we continue to pursue that. Our second porphyry copper target that we have in the state of Arizona is called Pearl. We're contiguous with Freeport and BHP here. We're next to the second of 5 giant porphyry copper deposits in the state of Arizona. This deposit is called San Manuel Kalamazoo. It was mined by BHP until 2003, shut down unfortunately at 50 cents per pound copper, and is being reconsidered for reopening. So we have a really dominant land position there, and we plan to drill later this year. Our third porphyry copper target we have is in the Yarrington district. It's called Dewdrop Moon. This is an increasingly active district. Just in the last month, Rio Tinto's Newton team has entered this district with a $60 million joint venture with Lion Copper and Gold just to the north of us. Hudbay is progressing its Mason copper project through economic and feasibility assessment. And actually, the most recent new copper mine that is in production in all of the United States is just 10 kilometers to the north of us. It's called Pumpkin Hollow, being operated by Nevada Copper. So we are actively pursuing copper targets on our property here. We've done a lot of work to understand the potential. We've got up to 46 grams per ton gold at surface and 4% copper. So plenty of targets to go and drill starting in the fall. Our fourth porphyry copper project that we have in the U.S. is called Tamichi. It's in Colorado. We've got a lot of copper in the ground here already. We have 600 million tons at 0.34% copper equivalent. We doubled the size of our land package here last quarter to better encompass the open pit constrained resource shell. And we plan to drill a higher down-faulted component of the resource model to increase that grade to 0.4% and above, and get this project on the radar of some of the mid-tiers looking for their next growth project. Importantly, the power mix in this county is 70% hydroelectric. There's a really interesting opportunity for a mid-tier that wants to produce net zero or zero carbon copper at this site. Just quickly touch on our gold projects. If you're going to pay attention to one slide in this presentation, this would be the one. This is the project that keeps me up at night, and it's our most near-term drilling project. We own the center of the Beatty district in Arizona. Our technical advisors actually staked this ground about 1.5 years ago underneath the noses of some major operators in this district, including Anglo Gold Ashanti, Corvus Gold, Kinross, Core Mining, Augusta Gold. And we're quite fortunate to have now matured our exploration program to a point where we're ready to drill as well. Importantly, Anglo Gold Ashanti, following its $500 million acquisition of Corvus, is contiguous with our property position in a 270-degree radius. So we're progressing very quickly to understand the potential for mineralization at this site. We've run multiple geophysics surveys here, including, importantly, an IP survey to pick up on structures and faults that could be mineralized. And we've run a very high-definition geochem program to look for anomalous gold and indicator minerals. And where we have coincident structure with anomalous gold, that's a great place to go and drill. So we've designed a 5,000-meter drill program here that will be starting imminently. Our last project's actually in Idaho. We've got some very interesting rock chip samples here, including almost 30 grams per ton, and historic drill results of over 7 meters at over 21 grams per ton gold that we're going to go and follow up this year as well. Effectively, this is our plan for the year. We have 6 projects, 5 are exploration stage, and are drill ready. So we're going to go and drill all 5. We've executed well at Red Top. We are progressing over to South Bullfrog and Beatty before moving on to Miller Mountain, Dewdrop, and Pearl. I believe Zacapa presents a really compelling investment opportunity at this point in the market, similar to Adventus. We're down about 50%, largely driven by market sentiment. Presents a fantastic opportunity to own our stock and participate in our journey. But I believe we present a really compelling investment opportunity, and I look forward to meeting the rest of you today. Thank you very much for your time.